Hi, just another quick blog. So previously I've added the ocean using Gaia, and so we've got a nice kind of ocean and beach here. And now what I've just done is used RAM, the river assets, to create this series of points to create a river down to the sea. And if we look at the individual things, I'm not using carve yet, so I haven't made it cut into the terrain yet. But as you can see, it's got a little starting point here, and it's moving around the terrain because of the points I put in. And if you look at the flow, you can see that as it sort of flows around these flat bits, the water slows, and then when it goes down a little bit, you can see that it's got a little bit of speeding up animations. There's some quite nice shader effects that are going on there. That's quite pretty. And when you really get into it, or when I really get into it, I'll be able to add rocks and different sorts of foliage on the outside to make it look even better. It's got a nice little kind of bubbly shader. It's nice. So how do we do this? So coming up to the map, you can see I've got another little river coming down here, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Looks like it kind of starts above the terrain, maybe a little bit, so I'll start it roughly there. So we come into here, say create 3D object, create river spline, drag that in there, and then it's control clicking as we go. So control click, 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 click. I'm trying to pick out the sort of divots in the river as it goes down. Just doing it roughly. Just trying to pick those out. Actually, we'll join the other river. See how we do joins. So obviously it's this is a URP app, so it's looking all purple and awful. So we come down to the profile, pick a stream. So now we get a much nicer rendering. And there are various options, as I say. We can do simulate, which makes the river flow. I can do terrain carving, smoothing, all sorts of different effects. But for now, at this stage, well, I'm not really set on the terrain as yet. I'm just going to make the river sort of vaguely work. So I'm going to need to shift click here, add a point in, raise it up slightly, and we can start to dig into the terrain a little bit. Make the points flow a bit more. Let's just move that around there, back into there a bit. Perhaps that should go down there a bit. Shift, click that in there. Just trying to get a slightly more natural flow of water. Probably come into there a bit more. Perhaps that would even go, yeah, pull that way. Speed up a bit of water there, that's quite nice. Pooling in there. This is a bit trickier. Oops, it's gone the wrong way. So 16, 17. It's going to be a trickier one. Just raise that over there. Yeah, and I'd carry on doing that until I get something that's a little bit more realistic. But yeah, it's quite a reasonably easy tool to use. As I say, I need to get it to flatten the terrain out so you don't get these weird bumps. Or perhaps I get it to pool the water there. I haven't quite decided. Probably need to look at the original stream a bit more on the map to figure out what it's doing. But yeah, I quite like the asset. It's quite nice. Has some nice effects, and I haven't even started on the adding Vegetation Studio Pro to it, which gives it nice sort of edges of the river and rocks in the river and things like that. So yeah, I think this looks a good tool to carry on experimenting with, and that's what I'll be doing later today. Okay, thanks.